I've tried to be strong, to carry the weight of unspoken words, but I'm realizing now that true strength comes from vulnerability. I'm ready to speak my truth, no matter how uncomfortable it might feel. The time for silence is over. It's easy to think that holding back protects us from hurt, but in reality, it only builds up walls that separate us from others. I'm done building walls. I'm ready to tear them down and let my true self be seen. I've been holding back for so long, thinking it was easier to keep my thoughts and feelings to myself. But now I see that the real freedom comes when we allow ourselves to speak, to express, and to live authentically without fear of judgment. Every time I hold back, I feel like I'm shrinking into a smaller version of myself. But I'm done shrinking. I'm ready to expand, to speak my truth, and to show the world who I truly am without apologies. The more I hold back, the more I lose pieces of who I am. It's like trying to hold a storm inside a tiny box. It's not sustainable. I've reached my breaking point. I'm done holding back. I'm ready to let the storm out and embrace the chaos that makes me whole. In holding back, we rob ourselves of the chance to fully experience life. It's only when we release our fears and allow ourselves to be vulnerable that we truly begin to live. I'm ready to stop holding back and start fully embracing everything I am. It's a strange thing how holding back feels like both safety and a prison at the same time. But I can't live in that prison anymore. I'm ready to set myself free, to express myself without fear or shame. Every time I hold back, I feel like I'm betraying myself. My thoughts and feelings are mine, and I deserve to share them with the world. I'm done with silence. It's time to let my voice be heard, loud and clear. Holding back is a quiet kind of pain that eats away at you from the inside. But it's also the very thing that keeps you from living freely. I'm tired of that pain. I'm ready to release it, to speak from my heart, and to live without fear of what others might think. The hardest part of holding back isn't the silence. It's the fear of what will happen when you finally speak. But I'm done being afraid. My truth is mine to tell, and I'm going to tell it, regardless of the consequences. The more I hold back, the more I feel like I'm suffocating. I'm done with the suffocating silence. It's time to breathe freely, to speak from my heart, and to live authentically without the constant fear of being misunderstood. When we hold back, we deny ourselves the opportunity to truly connect with others. I've been hiding for too long, and I'm ready to stop pretending. I want to be seen for who I truly am, with all my flaws and imperfections. The most painful thing is not expressing who we really are. It's the quiet, slow burn of holding back, of living in fear of rejection. I'm done with that burn. It's time to speak, to let my emotions flow, and to stop hiding from my truth. I've always believed that silence was a form of strength, but now I see it for what it is, a cage, and I can no longer live in that cage. I'm ready to break free, to speak my truth, and to embrace the messy, beautiful journey of living authentically. The longer I hold back, the more I lose myself in the process. But now, I'm choosing to be brave. I'm choosing to express my thoughts, my feelings, and my desires without fear of judgment. It's time to be unapologetically me. Holding back is like being trapped in your own mind, constantly battling with yourself over what you should and shouldn't say. But I'm done with that inner struggle. It's time to release my thoughts, to speak up, and to let the world see the real me. I've spent so much time building walls around my feelings, afraid to let anyone in. But now I'm realizing that the walls I built to protect myself were actually keeping me from living fully. I'm ready to tear those walls down and allow myself to truly connect with others. The most powerful thing we can do is speak our truth, even when it feels scary or uncomfortable. I'm tired of holding back. It's time to speak up, to express what's been hidden, and to live with intention and honesty. I've been silencing myself for so long, afraid that my words might upset others. But now I understand that I have the right to express myself. My feelings are valid, my thoughts deserve to be heard, and I'm done holding back. Every time I hold back, I feel like I'm denying a part of myself. I'm done denying myself. It's time to step into my power, to speak my truth, and to embrace the fullness of who I am. Holding back only creates distance between who you are and who you want to be. I've decided that I can't afford that distance anymore. It's time to stop holding back, to stop second guessing myself, and to start living authentically. There comes a time in every journey when silence no longer feels like peace. It's not anger that builds within, but the weight of unspoken words that refuses to stay hidden. I'm tired of holding back. It's time to let my truth flow freely, raw and unfiltered. I've spent so many years suppressing my true emotions, thinking it was the safer choice, but I've realized that my silence only suffocates me. No longer will I hide my thoughts. I'm breaking free from the chains of restraint and embracing the power of self-expression. My heart is overflowing with feelings I've kept buried for far too long. The time has come to speak them, to release the truth and stop pretending that everything is fine when it's not. I'm done with holding back. My soul craves the freedom of honesty. For so long, I've been afraid to show the depth of my emotions, thinking they might be too much for others to handle. But now, I realize that my feelings are valid, and I'm no longer afraid to express them. I will no longer be silenced by fear or self-doubt. Holding back has only left me feeling small, like I'm living in the shadows of who I truly am. The time for silence is over. I am ready to stand tall, to speak my truth, and to embrace the power of living authentically and unapologetically. I've learned that suppressing my emotions only causes them to grow stronger in the background, quietly affecting every part of my life. It's exhausting pretending everything is okay when it's not. No more silence. I'm ready to release it all, to speak my truth and let it set me free. I'm tired of living in fear of what others might think if I speak my mind. My feelings, my thoughts, they matter. I am done with hiding them, done with pretending. It's time to be real, no matter how vulnerable it makes me feel. There's a power in speaking the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. I'm no longer afraid of the consequences of expressing myself. The weight of holding back is too much to bear, and I'm ready to release it all. The more I hold back, the more I lose myself in the process. It's like I'm living for others and not for me. But I'm done pretending, done suppressing. My truth is mine, and I'm ready to share it with the world. Sometimes holding back feels like an act of self-preservation, but it only leads to internal chaos. I can't keep hiding who I am, what I feel, and what I think. I'm choosing to break free from the chain of silence and step into my full, authentic self. The silence has been deafening, not because of the absence of noise, but because of the truth I've kept locked away. I'm tired of pretending to be someone I'm not. I'm ready to be seen, to be heard, and to embrace all of who I am. Every time I hold back a piece of myself, I feel like I'm betraying my own soul. The weight of unexpressed thoughts and feelings is too heavy to carry. No more hiding, no more pretending. I will speak my truth and let it heal me. I've spent so much time trying to be everything for everyone else, and in doing so, I've lost myself. But now, I'm done holding back. It's time for me to honor my own needs, to speak my truth, and to stop living for anyone but myself. When you hold back for so long, the emotional weight becomes unbearable. It affects everything: your relationships, your mental health, your happiness. I've reached a point where I can no longer carry this burden of silence. it's time to let go and speak up. There's a certain kind of freedom in speaking your mind. It's terrifying at first, but the release that comes from no longer holding back is worth every ounce of fear. I'm done living in the shadows. I'm ready to show the world who I really am. For so long, I've swallowed my thoughts, stifled my feelings, and worn a mask that wasn't truly mine. But no more. It's time to embrace my truth, no matter how messy or raw it may be. I am worthy of expressing myself fully. It's strange how we can hide so much of ourselves from the world, even from those we care about. But eventually, that silence catches up with us. I'm sick of holding back. I'm ready to live authentically, to express the thoughts and feelings that make me who I am. I've spent years convincing myself that holding back was the right thing to do, avoiding confrontation, hiding my true feelings. But the truth is, it was never right. I am worthy of being seen, of being heard, and of living fully. It's time to let go of the fear and speak my truth. The longer I keep my feelings inside, the more I feel like I'm fading away. But I refuse to shrink into the background any longer. It's time to step into the light, to express my truth, and to stop living in a constant state of repression. The weight of holding back is heavier than most realize. It affects your thoughts, your actions, your entire being. I'm tired of living under that weight. I'm ready to let it go, to speak my mind, and to embrace the freedom that comes with being fully myself.